Hey guys, this is Mrs. Pat. I am doing a audio video for text structure review. It's important to know what the text structures are and how it's utilized so that in your reading and your writing you can reference that back and help you build on your knowledge. Okay? So under classwork, you've got two items here, text structure review. You've got the PowerPoint itself and the exit ticket. It is highly recommended that you review the Google Slides first, okay? So let's get started. Now, what is a text structure? A text structures are used in nonfiction writing. Text structure refers to how the author organizes the information he or she wishes to present. Okay, so it's all about organization, it's all about information, and we're typically writing about nonfiction subjects. Okay, what is a text structure? What is text structure important, or why is text structure important? Helps you understand how information is organized, helps us comprehend what we read, okay? Authors who use text structures to organize their nonfiction writing help readers learn and retain what they have read. So those of you who are writers, text structure and understanding it is going to be key for you. Those who love to read, text structures are really important for you as well. It helps you see where the writing is going and how to organize your thoughts on paper and how to organize your ideas or your imagination as you're reading a book. Okay? All right. Text structures. Let's go. Let's use 5 soccer passages to explore the 5 most common text structures. All right. Number 1. Description or topical. Ask yourself, is this piece of writing describing something? So you're going to notice here, okay, it's like a web. The topic is in the center. Then you've got a detail here. A detail, a detail, a detail, a detail, a detail, a detail, a detail. You understand what I'm getting to. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic is in the center and you've got details surrounding it. Notice, okay, that the details are all in different types of shapes, okay? This one looks like a cloud. This one looks like, obviously, it's a circle. Another cloud, but it's purple. This is green. A circle, but there's dots around here. So you're going to notice that all of these are in different shapes and different colors. Does that mean that your details also have to be different from one another? Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. In order to write with description, please use different details to describe the topic. Description number 1. Sometimes in multi-paragraph descriptive passages, each paragraph describes a different aspect of the topic. So for example, a topic here. The first paragraph describes in detail. It's descriptive detail, paragraph 1. Paragraph 2, descriptive detail here. Maybe it's giving you a description of soccer and maybe where it's played. Then you can talk about all of the different countries where soccer is being played. Here, paragraph 3 could be a different topic about why people probably play soccer, okay? So we have our sentences. I'm going to go back to the first slide. We've got multiple details here, and then you'll combine it into paragraphs, separate paragraphs. 1, paragraph 2, and paragraph 3, okay? So example of a descriptive text structure. Soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world. Millions of people play soccer. It is a fairly simple game to learn. Players try to move the ball down the field and kick it into their goal. However, a goalie stands in front of the goal and tries to block any shot the other team makes. If a team gets the ball in the goal, they score 1 point. Paragraph 1. Paragraph 2. Players need to know the rules. You are not allowed to touch the ball with your hands unless you are the goalie or you are throwing the ball onto the field from the sideline. You are also not allowed to tackle other players. The referee watches to make sure each player follows the rules. Okay, so paragraph 2 talks about how the rules should be applied, right? Paragraph 3. To play soccer, you need just a few items. You need to have a ball, a large area of grass, and goals. Many players wear special shoes called cleats. These shoes have points on the bottom to help players run without slipping. Many players also wear shin guards. These protect a player's legs from getting kicked. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first is introducing the topic, and then you've got one paragraph describing where it should be played, okay, or how it should be played. And here is how, the rules of soccer, and here where you should be playing soccer and what you should be doing with soccer, okay? Examples of a description text structure. I believe we've already gone through this. So for example, just like how we talked about here, paragraph 1 is how the game is played, paragraph 2 is the rules, and paragraph 3 is clothing and equipment, okay? So that is how the text structure for description is set up. Number 2, we have sequence. Ask yourself, is this piece of writing telling me the order of events? First, next, finally, or the date, 1850, 1983, or 2016, okay? Sequential order. Example of a sequence text structure. Soccer is a game that has been played for numerous years. In fact, many people believe that it began in England over 800 years ago. About 200 years ago, in the early 1800s, boys in England played a sport like soccer, but they called it football. However, each school made up their own rules. In 1863, a group of players met and wrote official rules for soccer. Soccer started spreading to other countries. In 1904, an international group called FIFA formed to make sure that every team around the world followed the same soccer rules. Today, soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world. Now, examples of a sequence text structure using the passage that we just read. What makes that piece have a sequence structure? Well, the first box here started in England 800 years ago. Then, early 1800s, they called soccer football. Then, 1863, soccer rules were written. Finally, 1904, World Soccer Group formed called FIFA. Okay, so the sequence has dates starting from beginning, going toward the middle, and the end. Compare and contrast is number 3. Ask yourself, is this piece of writing telling me how things are alike and different? So in class, you have created Venn diagrams, and I'm sure you've done it in previous grades as well. So the first circle is the topic, which is different from the second topic, which is also different. But in the center, what do we have? Alike. That is correct. An example of a compare and contrast text structure. Soccer and football, okay, are alike in a few ways, but have many differences. One similarity is that there are 11 players on the field at one time in both soccer and football. They are both popular sports in the United States. They have both require the use of a ball in a field. The differences between soccer and football are numerous. Soccer players use a ball shaped like a spear, whereas football players use a ball that has 2 ends. In soccer, players are trying to send the ball into the goal. However, in football, players are trying to get the ball in the end zone or through the goal post. The rules are also different. In soccer, players are rarely allowed to touch the ball with their hands, while football players frequently touch the ball. Football players are allowed to tackle, but this is forbidden in soccer. These are just a few ways that soccer and football are different. Nonetheless, most people agree that both soccer and football are fun sports. So, for example, what makes that piece a compare and contrast? Well, soccer, number one, spear shaped ball. Number two, goal. Number three, rarely touch ball with hands. Number four, tackling is forbidden. For football, however, number one, ball with two ends. Number two, they have an end zone, not a goal. Number three, frequently touches the ball with their hands. Number four, tackling is allowed. What is common or what is the same about them? They both are sports, they both have a ball that can be kicked, and both have 11 players on the field. Number four, cause and effect. Ask yourself, is this piece of writing explaining why something happened? Okay, the cause and then the effect. Or is it explaining what effects will happen? Because of the cause, this might happen. Okay. An example of a cause and effect text structure. Head injuries account for between 4% and 22% of all soccer injuries. These can result in concussions. A concussion may occur when someone's head strikes an object. The most common cause of a concussion during soccer is when one player's head strikes another player's head. The second most common cause of a soccer-related concussion is when the ball is kicked from close range and hits a player's head. Heading the ball does not cause head injuries as long as it is done properly. What makes that piece have a cause and effect structure? Well, the first cause, two players hitting heads. The second cause, a ball hitting someone's head when kicked at close range. What's the effect of those two causes? A head injury. Problem and solution. Number 5. Ask yourself, is this piece of writing telling me how a problem can be solved? So we've got a problem. And do we have possible solutions? An example of the problem solution text structure. Professional soccer players head the ball thousands of times during their careers. Doctors are unsure whether players that repeatedly head the ball are more susceptible to later head injuries. Meaning, doctors aren't aware or unsure that if they continue to use the ball to hit or use their head to hit the ball, if they will have more head injuries. Okay. So therefore, many parents and coaches are choosing to take steps to protect young players. What are some possible protections? Make sure children learn how to properly hit the ball. Use the appropriate size ball for the head of the players. Small balls are less likely to cause injuries. And make a no heading rule for younger players. What makes this piece have a problem and solution structure? Well, the problem is clear. Head injuries during soccer. What could be the solutions and what could solve that problem? Number 1, proper instructions. Number 2, correct size of balls. And number 3, no heading rules, meaning young players cannot use their head to hit the ball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a short audio clip for you about text structures. If you have any questions or concern, please let me know. Otherwise, use this PowerPoint as a way to review.